Hi everyone, this is Master Matt, and today we're going to talk about the basics of Hapkido breathing, or it's also known as Danjeon breathing. It's one of the staples of any Hapkido training. So that word I said, the Danjeon, is the Korean word for my diaphragm, and my diaphragm is the dome-shaped muscle that sits under the lungs, and it helps us to force air out of our body when we're breathing. And what Hapkido breathing does is it focuses on controlling that and utilizing the diaphragm to the best of its ability. A good comparison that can make it easy to understand is you might hear singers sometimes they're told to sing with their diaphragm rather than with their chest or with their throat, and that's so that they can get more air and more force into the notes that they're making, and the same concept is going to apply in Danjeon breathing. If you ever watch a sleeping baby, you'll see that their stomach is what fills up with air as they breathe slowly in and out. And that's the natural way of breathing, but as we age and as we pick up traits, we lose that and we focus more on breathing up here, which is not as good for our health. You can actually try a quick exercise to demonstrate this. If you put one hand on your chest and then one hand on your stomach area, you can actually control where you put your air. If you focus on your chest, you can fill up your chest and you'll feel that expand, and then you can try it again with your stomach and then you won't feel anything on your chest. So it's very easy to control where we put our air, but what Danjeon breathing aims to do is to make this a subconscious effort, because we want to train our bodies to practice this breathing without having to think about it, because let's be honest, we don't spend our days thinking about our breathing and we don't want to have to. So we practice this consciously so that we can put it into our subconscious. Training our bodies with Danjeon breathing is very key to our health, not just if you're a Hapkido practitioner, but just in general. It helps you to breathe slower and to breathe with more control, therefore wasting less energy and being more efficient. I'm going to take you through a short Danjeon breathing exercise where we're going to focus on inhaling through the nose, focusing on the air moving through our head and down into our Danjeon and letting it sit there, and then we're going to release it through our mouth, and we're going to repeat that as a muscle exercise. And you might be saying that I don't know how to control my breathing or control the direction of what I'm doing, and I say that's fine. You don't really have to. My best advice to you at the beginning is to just visualize what I'm explaining and visualize your body doing that, and imagine yourself doing these things. And we're going to be using our arms as visual aids to really help you, and over time your body's going to adapt to those things, and it's really not as hard as you think. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and take you through our exercise. So for Danjeon breathing, we're going to start with a horse stance. So we're going to open up our legs and we're going to sit back nice and comfortable. And again, we're going to be focusing on our diaphragm so that we want our center of energy to be here in the stomach. So just do your best to try and visualize that throughout the process. So we're going to go ahead and go in 3 different directions. So we're always going to start by inhaling with a circle, and we're always going to inhale through the nose. And again, focus on the air coming up through your head and into your Danjeon, and as slowly as you can until you're full of air. And you want to remember to expand your stomach as you're doing this. We're going to bring our hands to our ribs, and then you're going to hold that for a second, as long as you can, and then you're going to try and release it. We're going to release it through clenched teeth as we push air out. We're going to start with 3 different directions. We're going to push forward, we're going to push up, and we're going to push down, and then we're going to finish by bringing the air in. Okay, so again, I'll explain. We're going to start so you can follow along with me. I'm going to start with my hands, and I'm going to inhale through my nose. And I'm going to try and hold my air here for just a second, and this is going to help to work the muscles in the diaphragm as it holds the air. And then when I'm comfortable, I'm going to go ahead and breathe it out. So we want this to be forceful. I want my muscles to be tight until I fully exhale everything in my body, until I feel empty, and that's when my hands want to be fully extended and I want to feel like I'm pushing the energy out. So we're going to do that again, but this time we're going to go up. So I'm going to breathe in through my nose. I'm going to hold it And then I'm going to exhale, going up. So remember to focus on your center of energy being the diaphragm. You want this to be where all of the energy is flowing from as I push up. And then once I'm fully exhaled, I'm again going to hold my empty body for a second. Then I'm going to go again. We're going to go down this time. Last one, I'm going to pull inwards. Remember, you want to have tension at this point. You don't want to go too quick with any of this. You want this to be as slow as you possibly can. That's going to be controlling your airflow and therefore working the muscles of breathing and training your body to do those things. And you can repeat these exercises. Those are just some ideas for basic breathing. Again, but be mindful of the keys of keeping the airflow circular, holding it, taking your time, being tense, and then once you are fully inhaled and fully exhaled, you want to take breaks and try to hold those positions for a few seconds, and over time you can build up more endurance, and you'll really notice improvements in your breathing. Hopefully this gives you guys some insight as to how basic Hapkido breathing works. Breathing is a very important part of our lives. It essentially is our life. One of my grandmasters, Mauricio Correa, said that an ancient Chinese proverb tells us that we have a finite amount of breaths to take in life. So the slower we take those, the longer we're going to live. And I think the concept behind that is prevalent today and is very true, and it's something good to abide by. But thank you guys for watching. I hope this helps, and I hope you keep training.